flashlight. Welcome to a reset and recharge bounce. I will absolutely never have any regrets about putting our gentle format on a Monday. As the L train in Chicago is my witness, no regrets ever about putting a gentle bounce on a Monday. We're here to reset and recharge. We're gonna do it using a couple of tools today. So I have a dumbbell. We're not gonna lift with our arms. We're actually gonna use it to hopefully influence our calf muscles and our feet as well. And then I have my towel here, which is a long towel, and this is not a sponsor. Maybe you want to sponsor me though, Face Soft. This is a Face Soft towel, and it's made from recycled materials and things that will be nice to your skin, and it's very absorbent for the sweaty bounces. We might sweat a little bit towards the end today. We'll see how it goes. I also have a yoga strap. So, a hand towel, dish towel, a yoga strap, a belt, anything like that will do just for some extra stretching. We're gonna have a good time today. So I'm gonna put these off to the side. It's time. I'm not entirely sure if my little doodad is working. It's working. All right, it's time for our flashlight sleeping puppy moment of goodness, because he's always sleepy. You should have seen him this morning. He was running up a storm, but for now he's snoozing. And right next to him is our plant of the week. This one is called a Florida Beauty. I want to call it a Florida Ghost. It's huge. I actually want to show you. I'm just going to tilt the camera up. It keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, and it's quite robust and surprisingly pretty easy to grow. I'm going to turn our heat off as I'm here. So, regular watering schedule likes the bright light. I think we should just make it a rule from here on out that we just keep your plants away from your pets and people. I was in my favorite plant store yesterday. I bought a new one. Wait till you see it. It was such a good price. I have a problem. I also split up one of my old ones into like 5 different ones, so I'll bring that one in. This is the time right now, everybody, to either repot. You can begin to think about repotting, or pot up, meaning that you take a plant that's doing really well and you put it into a pot of a bigger size, but you don't kind of have to take apart all the roots or clean the soil or anything like that. So it was at the end of the day yesterday, I was like, plants are so much work. And my husband was just laughing at me, but I did get about 4 new plants out of one that's been growing for a couple years. So that's the deal. I love that on the YouTube comments, somebody had said recently, I posted flashlight and I talked about our bounce, and they just commented, huh? Because we're doing something niche over here. We're doing something niche over here, and that's, sometimes how you get a niche audience. Good morning, Tracy. I am very happy you're here. Enjoy. I know you need it, so we're going to add in some neck stretches. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you all need. We're going to begin seated. Have a weight nearby. Have your strap nearish by. We're going to stand first, and then we'll make our way down to a seated position. I'm going to push this back. We will be bouncing today, but this is more about our lymph movement, our reconnection to self. So let's stand well into our feet, and then let's breathe in and reach our arms all the way up overhead. So I saw this really cool video over the weekend. Press your arms down. Let's just do this a couple times. And it was a video of what they call a breathing forest. And apparently it was something in Canada, so I thought it would be relevant for my diehards here. Apparently when the water runs down from a high point above down through the forest, it can kind of unearth some of the roots or dislodge the roots in a tree. So as the wind blows above on the top of the tree, the roots kind of get pulled up because they're no longer grounded because the water has dislodge them. And so the ground kind of swells up and goes down, and it looks like the forest is breathing. Let's take one more big breath. Good. And then exhale all the way down. And, I thought about that. Sometimes, we can be really rooted and grounded into our feet. And sometimes we can be like when we're on the rebounder, we're kind of like, okay, we've got some groundedness, but we also have to navigate so we don't fall down. And then sometimes we can be like unearthed. And our goal today is to be either slightly rooted or really grounded. So bring your feet a little closer together. We're gonna roll onto the outer edge of your right foot and the inner edge of your left in our little jazzy time music, and then come through center. And then go to the other side. Ooh, a little tightness over there for me today. Still navigating through that bit of plantar fasciitis. So it's almost like we're skiing in slow motion, bending your knees, shifting your hips, maybe get a little stretch on the outside. Good. I know that music is up. If it is too loud, you let me know, okay? It's a softer playlist because we're working on restorative stuff, but you know. Let's go 2 more times, pressing to the inner edge of one foot, the outer edge of the other. And then last one, reaching over. Good. All right, before you have a seat, we're gonna take the heel of your left foot and gently, don't hurt yourself, stand on the big toe of your right foot. And you can put your hands on your hips if you want. Now, unlock your right knee and then just roll as much as you can towards the outer edge of your foot, and then roll as much as you can to the inner edge of your right foot. So we're moving the right foot, but we're blocking the movement of the big toe. And this is to create a little bit of stretch and mobility. If it's painful, do less. You can always go back to what we just did. If you like it, do more. You know, temper it as you need to. Yeah. For me, it's a matter of just getting a little more mobility through those feet so the roots can drop down a bit more, yeah. Let's do one more out to the outside, and then one more rolling into the inside. And then relax and just stand on both feet and just feel the difference. Get your shoulders going a little bit. This is very stiff. I'm in stiff samba for the Monday morning. All right, let's go to the other side. So take your right foot, stand on your big toe. You're just blocking the movement, keeping it down to the ground. Roll to the outer edge. Roll to the inner edge. There we go. Roll to the outside. And roll to the inside. And roll. Yesterday I went to a yin yoga class. If you've never been to yin yoga, it's actually one of my favorite kinds. If I were to get trained in yoga, to take a training, which my dance card's kind of full right now, but if I were, it would be yin. I feel like there's people who do the vinyasa and the hatha and the ashtanga so much better, but the yin is just so restorative, and it's like holding stretches with support for a longer period of time. I believe it's 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, and it does really help, makes a little change, so I feel good today about that. All right, are we good? Stand well into both feet. How'd that feel? Good. Come on down. Have a seat. We're gonna pick up your dumbbell. I chose a 10-pound because I'm tough. No, I'm just kidding. I just chose a 10-pound because it's easier to demo with. So we're gonna have that weight, whatever it is for you. If it's a soup can, fantastic. If it's just your hand pressing down on your knee, excellent. If you've got your dumbbell, awesome, just hold on to it. Make sure your heel is dropping right underneath your knee, and then we're gonna lift the heel up. Now, a lot of times when we lift the heel up, sometimes the heel can come to the inside, it kind of rings in or rings out. I want you to see if you can keep the center of your ankle right over your second and third toe. And then as you lower down, you're resisting the weight. Now, in the first and second one, it's gonna be like a piece of cake. And then after a few, you might feel a little shaky in your calf muscle. So we're lifting up and then lowering slow. Let's think about lifting up on a 1 count and lower, lower on 3, okay? Lift, lower, lower, and lower. And lift, and lower, and lower, and lower. Good. And lift, and lower. And we want to keep that weight really perpendicular to the ground, straight up and down. Sometimes as we're sitting backwards, we can kind of lean back with it. Good. And lift, lower, lower, lower. 2 more. Lift, lower, 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 and lift, and lower, and lower, and lower. All right, let's take it over to the other side. Make sure our timer's on. We go up and down and down and down. Just paying attention to the alignment of your foot. You know, movement teachers, especially Pilates teachers, which I am one, we get obsessive with our feet. It's not normal human behavior. A lot of people are too busy to pay attention to your feet, but there is something wonderful, like self-actualizing about looking at your feet and not criticizing them, just like being intrigued with like, wow, there's a lot going on down there. A lot of bones there, a lot of muscles, lots going on. Good, let's go a couple more. Slowly lowering down. Good. Reach. And 2. And 1. Good, all right. So if you have a weight like this, grab it if it's a bigger one. If you have 2 smaller ones, or your arms will work just as well. And then I'll say, anybody working with shoulder injuries, if the overhead position is too much in general, don't use a weight. And if it's fine, then, or you need a little space, widen it. So what we're gonna do, just to get those neck muscles releasing. It feels counterintuitive, but we're gonna push the weight up overhead. Okay, or 2 weights. I'm gonna use the 1. If it's a big one, you're probably in a good range. So we're just gonna be here for a moment. Now, your upper traps, your neck and shoulder muscles are gonna start to go, hey, 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 Jenna, I don't wanna do this, right? So we're gonna go, okay, and we're just gonna think of them melting. These muscles right here on either side of your neck, you're gonna think of them melting down along the back side of your spine. You're gonna think of reaching up through your elbows. Try to get it right over my head. I'm gonna think of equal weight in the sits bones. What we're looking for, stay there, is to start to bring our awareness right around this area of our shoulder blade, like right at the point of the pizza slice. So our shoulder blades are like little triangles right around this point. We want to start paying attention there. If you can imagine the point of the triangle, can you let that point rest a little lower? Can you bring it down a little bit more? Good. Can you feel it maybe pressing inward towards your rib cage a little more? I know it's tedious, we're almost there. The goal is to take the awareness, the focus away from the neck and put it down around your mid-back, your kind of upper mid-back. If you are a human being who wears a sports bra, sometimes it'll be the elastic around there, maybe a heart rate monitor, where it feels good to get a good scratch right in that area. Good, and then slowly bring it down. So hopefully that gave you a little bit of awareness. We're not gonna use the dumbbell again, so I'm gonna just roll it away. Just make sure yours is out of your way. All right, so now let's turn our head over to the right, chin over the right shoulder, scan to center, and turn it over to the left. Scan to center. Think of turning your head from your throat. So think of your windpipe. Rotate your windpipe to turn your head. And if that feels weird, you know, if anything feels uncomfortable and painful, that's when we don't do it. But if it just feels weird, as in, I've never thought of doing that before, try it. Chances are you can strategize in a way that makes sense to your body. What I do like about being online with all of you is that there is, no, I can't see you. So there's an element that you have to take charge of, which I actually enjoy. I actually think it's a good thing. Let's go one more each side. Sometimes when you're in the room with a teacher, you put all your focus on the teacher, and this is your time. I'm just here to help. All right, let's take your right ear to your right shoulder, tilt it down, bring it back to center, and then go over to the other side, tilt it down, bring it back to center. Think of lengthening the distance between your ear and your shoulder, and then recover, and tilt, and recover. So if you're sitting on your rebounder, take your arms out to the side. tilt your right ear to your right shoulder, and then just lean your body a little to the right so you can kind of pull your arm a bit. So I'm hanging onto the frame, leaning away from it a little, and just increasing the stretch. You get to temper it, you get to do what you need. Good. From here, we're gonna turn our chin down towards your chest, and just turn your chest towards your right leg. And if you wanna walk your left arm back a little bit, a little different stretch along the side of the neck, maybe the back. It's up to you. Good, we'll come back up to center, and then we'll go to the other side. So hold on, tilt it over to the left, lean away from it, so you feel a little gentle tug, tugging around your connective tissue. Good, and then bring your chin towards your shoulder. Breathing as we go, bring your chest towards your thigh, just looking for a stretch. Excellent, good. Come back through center, arms out to the side. Give yourself up, or hug the space in front of you as you rock yourself backward. That's what I'm trying to say. And then reach your arms back as you open your chest forward. That's it. And then again, round forward and reach. And then open. And stretch. Good. And then again, round forward. Today's my dad's birthday, and this year my siblings and I, we made him a custom song, and it was a country song, and he loved it, and he's so hard to buy for. I feel like we knocked it out of the park, so I'm listening to these tunes and feeling really good about myself. You know what it feels like to get a good gift for a person who's hard to buy for. Oh, there's nothing like it. The gift is all mine, actually, ours. Good. All right, open it up one more time. Good, release. Okay, so we're gonna gather your towel or your strap, one more little neck exercise, and then we'll come down to our backs for a stretch. Take your towel or your strap. There's a bump on the back of your head. It's called your occiput. I want you to take that strap and think about hooking just underneath the occiput. It should feel supportive for you, not invasive or harsh. It's almost like a hammock for your skull. So we're pulling up with this strap, getting it nice and supportive, and then you're just gonna peek up towards the sky and just keep lifting. It's like your shoulders are coming down, your elbows are reaching up, the strap's providing support so your head's not falling off behind you, but it's just a little extension exercise for your neck. And then in order to come back to center, drop your chin towards your throat and just come upright. And you can play with this. If you feel like you want a little more support down your neck, you just offer yourself support. So again, chin lifts up, reach the elbows up. Feel yourself supported on your back. You might be aware of those shoulder blade muscles once again, and then come back center. Good, we're just gonna do 2 more of those. So feel yourself come up. I feel like I'm gently, operative word, gently lifting my skull up away from my shoulders so my neck gets a little tension, a little traction, and then come back. But I am not using harsh energy. I'm not forcing it, I'm just supporting the movement. You know, like you might hold an infant in your arms. It's the same sort of, you have support, you're not gonna drop them, but you're also not compressing them, right? Last one, maybe that wasn't a great image. Good, last time, lifting up, feel it. Support yourself, and all the way up. Good, and then just bring your chin towards your throat, not your chest, towards your throat for a minute. Take a breath in. You might think of the base of your neck dropping down and your hairline lifting up so that space is increasing between. And then come back to center. All right, we're gonna do a couple stretches on our back for our legs, and then we're gonna come up and bounce, and then we'll finish with some more active stretches. So if you're ready, join me on your back. And then once you're down here, just make sure you're comfortable. I'm gonna leave one leg down, and then I'm taking my right foot into my strap or your towel, and we're just gonna hold strong on both sides. Again, when we are working, we're working with ourselves, not at ourselves, okay? So the first thing that I want you to do is just release your stretch wherever it is a bit. And then you're gonna imagine a deep hip pocket folding. As you draw the leg back, think of the crease of your hip socket deepening. Like you could put some change way down in to that front pocket and just feel what happens when you deepen the crease and then release out of it. So when we're stretching our hamstrings or the back of your leg, your calf even, we're thinking about using the muscles on the front of your leg to elongate or stretch the muscles on your back of your leg. So everything has an opposite reaction, right? Contraction in the front of your hip and your quad, maybe even some of these muscles pulling your toes back, lengthens the back line. And then as we release, the contraction lengthens. So let's try it a couple more times, pulling it back. If you can tense up the front of your leg, there's possibility that you can help yourself by bringing yourself farther back for a deeper stretch. Keep breathing though, you know it. And one more time. Pulling it all the way back. Now, as we're here, let's try to find a working position, so something that feels like you could maintain it, and make sure your towel or your strap is around the ball of your foot, right below your toes. We're gonna push through the ball of the foot to open up the front of the ankle, and then give a little tension to flex your foot, pulling your toes towards the front of your shins. And I want to encourage you to vocalize here, if it's safe to do so, if you're in an environment where you can make a little noise. So maybe you press up, and I'm in a deep calf stretch here, so maybe you're just, like just whatever comes out of your mouth is fine. And the reason why I'm encouraging you to do this is because sometimes releasing like some emotive sounds can be helpful in also allowing yourself to release in your muscles. Keeping breathing, lifting up. We like moans and groans in my studio. It's not great for marketing, to be honest, but somehow they keep coming. Good. Maybe because it's a safe space. All right, last one. Now, imagine that your strap or your towel is like a pulley. And so you're gonna keep tension on both hands, but pull your left hand, if you're using your right foot, to turn your foot towards the left, to turn the sole of your foot towards the left. Hopefully you can see this. And then you're gonna come through center, and then use your right hand to turn the sole of your foot to the right. So if we're in the center, the sole of your foot's facing the ceiling. If I pull on my left hand, my sole of the foot is facing you, giving me a really good stretch down the side of my leg. And if I'm using my right hand, the sole of the foot is turning towards the wall. Good. So let's do it a couple more times, just kind of wringing out. We've done this in standing. It's a little different when you have some connection points here. Good. Last one on each side. I may end up doing this again later. Good. Okay, so from here, shimmy your towel or your strap down to your arch. We're gonna bend your knee in, and then we're going to take it into a pigeon or figure four. Although I heard some people calling it swan yesterday. I don't know. Bend your knee, it's an outer hip stretch. So what I'm gonna do with my strap is keep the strap around the arch of the foot, and then I'm also gonna pull it around my knee so that as I pull in, I've got a good amount of support here. And then you can choose either to just kind of pull it up to your shoulders, or you can hold them both in one hand, or you can cross hands. Actually, I kind of like the opposite hand here. But the goal is that your right foot is coming to your left shoulder, your knee is coming out to the side. You can play around with the handhold to get yourself into the most stretch here. Good. And then let's just, once you find your stretch, take another moment or so to find it. Just take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. If you'd like, you can bring your opposite leg up to help out if the strap is too much. It feels like where I want to be. Good. And then let's release the strap. You can just place it on your stomach for a moment. Unhook your working leg, the one we just stretched, and then put both feet up on the frame. Widen your feet apart. Let your knees go to the left. If you worked your right leg, let your knees go to the left. If you work the opposite, go in the opposite direction. So you're taking a little twist and we're reaching out through the top of that right knee or whatever leg you worked. It's almost like someone's pulling your knee across. You want to start to feel a stretch up the front of your hip socket, your hip flexor, on your quad. If this feels good and you're in a comfortable position and it's not going to make you disassociate from the stretch, take your opposite ankle on top of your thigh and just let the weight of your body relax. Make noise. Good. That's it. If you all get my newsletters, I write a little story. Sometimes it's an update, sometimes it's an anecdote on Sundays. And I sent one out yesterday that kind of detailed a bit of my time in the corporate world over the past year. And one of the major messages that I keep getting as a woman who's attempting to serve corporate employees is that, be less of a woman and be quieter. And you know what we say to that, right? We say, no way, man, we're getting loud. We're gonna emote when we feel things. We're gonna let them be felt. No more stuffing it down, no more hanging on to tension. All right, release. How's that feel, right? Heck yeah. Let's go to the other side. Find your strap. If your foot was down at the beginning, go ahead and bring it down. We're gonna bring that strap right up over the ball of the foot. And then let's get into this hamstring stretch. So we start a little far away and then we pull our leg in and then reach out. It's killing me because I took my son to the Slime Institute a couple weeks ago and they told us that there was a secret coin inside of the slime. And that if we found it, we would get to make an extra slime. So of course, I'm motivated by gifts. So I was going crazy in the slime. My hands are still hurting. I've never worked my hands so hard as I went through. It's like a whole afternoon of occupational therapy. You're just like, oh, maybe somebody needs to work on a little grip strength. I just haven't worked them like that. Who does? Bakers, people who work with dough. That's maybe what I need to do is bake a little more bread. Good. We're going to come in for 2 more. Hopefully the stories are helping you work your way through the stretch. That's actually my behind the scenes. That's why I'm chatty. All my long-term clients always know that either when I'm smiling or when I'm chatting, it's when things are a little harder and I'm trying to help you through it. All right, let's bring it back in. Let's pause here. We're going to push through the ball of your foot. And then we're gonna flex it all the way down. You can do opera counts. And then pull it down. Good. You know, it's funny, I used to teach 2 and 3-year-olds. They have no problems making noise. It's us adults who are like, we just need to be quiet and adult like, let it go. It's such a good detox. We talk about all these different cleanses. You know what's cleansing? Screaming into a pillow, that's cleansing. Laughing your head off, that's cleansing. Actually speaking your needs, also cleansing. I recommend all 3. Let's do 1 more and then we're gonna go into the little pulley, all right? There will be noise on this one. So we're gonna pull through your right hand and turn the sole of your foot to the back of the room. Feeling never felt before. Let's go to the other side. Good. I don't think my mom is watching, but if you are, I learned it by watching you, my screams. I learned it by watching you. Every family has a very emotive person who usually gasps in the car, screams at something that's exciting. That's my mama. Good. Are you wringing your foot out? Are you emoting? Are you laughing? Are you smiling? I hope so. We're gonna do 4 more because I am counting. How many of you are ready to get up and bounce after this? I am. Good. All right, finish your last one. Snuggle that strap around your foot. And then, you know, I'm gonna try not around the knee on this side. Yeah, that actually feels better for me. If you want it around your knee, go for it. Sometimes it helps to push the knee against the strap. Sometimes it helps a little bit more if you can get it in here. So we're just gonna chill. I think of another story to tell you. I'm writing a little ebook for teachers right now, and I was sharing a story yesterday about one of my first clients who had polio when he was a child. And so he had one leg that worked really well, and the other just kind of came along for the ride. And so we had to figure out kind of how to tie it up or put it into place or string it up or whatever. Let's bring your other leg up and then rest it. Let that knee open a bit. One day I took him in the pool because I thought it would be really good for him to work on some core work and balance with the resistance of the water, and we were having a great time, and all of a sudden his leg floated up to the surface and we both died laughing. We just were like, oops, we didn't think about that one. And then we were trying to figure out, like, how do we solve this problem? Because this leg, we don't want it to be floating the whole time. We don't want it to be pulling him over. So I had to dive down and tie his leg with a yoga strap to the other one. And it was his idea, and it was such a good, amazing, like, favorite, memory of ours. Let's bring it all the way down. Bruce, if you're out there somewhere, mwah, I never forget that one. All right, heavy hips, reach your arms up to the sky, curl up. We're gonna come up, you're gonna stand on brand new legs. As we take our transition, let me know how you're doing in the comments if you have a chance. Make sure you clear your space. I'm gonna go ahead and get a little drinky poo. Ooh, crack, crack, crack. I feel good. I hope you feel good too. Let's come up on your rebounder when you're ready. And we're gonna start with just a little closed chain, little limpy bounce. Oh, I mean, come on. It's just something about getting really into those feet and legs. When you come up on top, you might feel a little disoriented. You might be a little off your balance, and that's okay. Amazing. Perfect. Good. I was hoping it was what you needed. I love that. It's so hard. Even yesterday going to that yin class, I was like, well, maybe I should just go to the later one because it's more active, and maybe I need to work on rehabilitation and blah, blah, blah. And I had to talk myself into it. And I'm big in my social media right now talking about restful play, but it is, which is the ability to just like enjoy something without a whole lot of output and do things that bring a bit more joy and vitality to your world, or really show like a sense of caring for yourself beyond a bubble bath, right? Just like, oh, I'm gonna do this for myself with the intention of helping myself out. And so it's hard to do that stuff. We're in a hyper-productive society, right? All right, can you increase your lymph bounce a bit? Yeah. And as we're here, let's think about this in such a way where we go back to that breathing forest idea, right? So we're pushing down into the ground, we're becoming unearthed a bit, but we're still connected. And if that feels good for you with your knees soft, then let's go ahead and start to drop in. No, we're not done here. No, we're not done. Okay. And let's try to find a little lift. Yeah. Good. All right. Take your legs a little wider. Just keeping the arms nice and easy. Working on that, dropping down through that organization. Head over shoulders. Remember those shoulders down in your back. Nice heavy tail. Lift it up through the front. Reaching through your heels. We're gonna do a little twisting. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and center. 1, 2, 3, and center. Be free with your arms right now. If you wanna take them to your hips, that's okay. Good. Love it. Good, Tracy. Yes. 1, 2, 3, and center. Twist. 2, 3, and center. Keep going. Yeah, I'm gonna be working on this plantar fasciitis for a while. 1, 2, 3, and center. So Here's what I've learned with all my years of working post-therapy. Go 2 more, and center, 1, 2, 3, and center. Come center and hold. Let's just take it up and back. Right here, we're a little wider. We're just working this little bounce. So what I've learned is that the foot is often symptomatic of something going on higher up, whether it's a hip, a back, even a neck, an arm, a shoulder. So we've got to start to think about the body as a system, and the symptom, sometimes, especially if you get like hit someplace, your symptom can be absolutely correct. But other times, if it comes out of the blue, you didn't do anything particularly to your foot, we got to look a little higher. So for me, it seems to be in the hip. Let's start to close and open. You can let those arms just be nice and easy. Again, today, this is about getting the lymph moving. We're not too concerned with choreography or working out. We're going to do that on Thursday. I want you to think about spreading your feet a little wider. Good. And the more tools I find, of course I'll share them with you. I do have a little heel lift that I've been using that helps. So hopefully that is something. Good. All right, let's start to take this open close into a little cross. And you can cross those arms. Good. Nice and easy. If you've got anybody who's a beginner bouncer in your world, this might be a perfect class for them, yeah? Good. Excellent. Let's go 8 and 7 and 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center, a little more narrow. Let's work a basic bounce, just pulling your arms back. Bend your knees a little more. That's it. Maybe picking up your pace a little. Good. So we're gonna go back to that 3 count. We're gonna do 3 basic bounces and a heel. 1, 2, 3, heel. Yes. Keep it close to the mat. Bounce, 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 heel. Remember, the faster you go, the lower you go, which seems a little different. The closer to the mat you stay, heel. Good. Bounce, 2, 3, heel. We'll get on the next one. Good. Last one on each side. 1 more. And we're gonna take it into a bounce balance. Let's get into our feet a little more. Side to side. Good. See if you can find this beat for yourself. Keep going. Let me see if I can show you. Keep going side to side. Flashlight is doing what I call his pile of paws, where all of his paws get in together. I don't know how he's stretching his hamstrings like that, but the dog is magic. What can I say? The pile of paws always cracks me up side to side. Good. All right, let's take it over to the right leg and hold it there. Just a little stability. Push it down, push it down. Good. We're gonna tap in and out. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Just keep it bouncing as much as you can. He's such a cutie. Good. 2 and 1. Other side, shift your weight. Find it, ready, tap it in, out, okay, in, out. Trying to find our little timing here. Good. We're just about there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go back to bounce balance, side to side. Took a little more time stretching. As much as I try to keep these classes in the half hour, I think the 40-minute mark is a little more accurate to our needs. Walk it into the center. Rolling through the ball of the foot in your tiptoe. Yes. Excellent. All right, bring both feet down. Let's do a couple pencil jumps in the center, so keep your legs as close as you can. Leave space in order to feel like you're landing on your full foot. Think of yourself as that tree, grounded but mobile. Good, bring your arms into your sides, lifting up and down. Sometimes the good stuff takes a little longer, right? Getting into those stretches. Most stretches only respond when you're doing them for between a minute and 90 seconds. Otherwise, it's just movement, which is also okay. It's just not, it's like my favorite Seinfeld quote, you're just putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable is what it is. So you can move it, but if you want to stretch it, you got to be a little more distinct with it. Good. All right, take your legs out to the side. Just a little jump to the knee, jump to the knee. We're finishing up here. Almost to the end of our song. We're just getting ourselves going so we can move through the rest of the day. If you need more, you can always go on to one of the cardio formats. This is currently class number 45. We're rolling right along, closing in on that 400 viewers mark. Exciting. Good. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just bring it down. Good. Let yourself slowly calm the bounce down. Bend your knees. Release. Relax. Let your shoulders fall down from your ears. Just let yourself ease out of the rhythm of the bounce. Good. Going all the way back to center. Finding your center. Remember to expand your view, your visual field. Expand it so you have a little more perspective of what's going on. And then we're going to come all the way down and off carefully. Oh, that felt nice to step down on my foot. That's a sign of a good session. All right, my friends, that is all she wrote today. Again, if you need more, go put on some of your favorite music and just dance it out for a little on the Rebounder. Honestly, there's technical training, there's heart rate training, and then there's just like moving your body, which counts. Everything counts. So don't forget to ask yourself why this matters to you today. Enjoy yourself for the rest of the week. I'll see you on Thursday, and the pile of paws says, have a good week too. Big love to all of you. See you soon.